Thank you so much. Tom McClusky, Vice President of the Family Research Council, and they study a variety of issues, and for our purposes, the one that we're concerned with is gambling policy. He has written, done television, radio, works. His works have appeared in Forbes magazine, Investors Business Daily, and the Washington Times, and we're delighted to have him here as a witness today. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Chairman, and all the distinguished members of the committee for allowing me to testify today. Part of me was also hoping that Senator Al D'Amato, the well-paid lobbyist for the Poker Players Alliance, would be here and join us today. In one of those odd twists of fates, both the senator and my dad used to play poker together when they attended Syracuse University when they were younger. And from the stories I've heard, if poker is a game of skill, they could certainly use your teaching there, Ms. Duke. Now, what the senator and his colleagues lobby for today, though, is very different from the mostly innocent gambling my dad and the senator did way back when. In lobbying for legislation such as Congressman Frank's bill, which seeks to overturn federal and state laws in relation to internet gambling, and also the bill sponsored by Representative Wexler, which seeks to carve out an exemption for poker, Senator D'Amato and his friends seek to open up a Pandora's box of consequences. Adoption of these bills will lead to anonymous corruption, dissolution of families, and disruption of today's delicate negotiations between the United States and other countries. Now, there are many reasons why Congress originally decided to take a look at internet gambling. And it was only after continued prodding from a unique coalition that Congress finally passed the Unlawful Internet Gambling Enforcement Act, UIGEA, of 2006. This coalition's members represent a wide range of support, not only from organizations like my own and Eagle Forum, but a host of state family groups, religious organizations such as the United Methodist, Southern Baptist, National Council of Churches, every major sports association, many major financial organizations, including the American Bankers Association, also supported this legislation, and they were joined by the National Association of Attorneys General, the National District Attorneys Association, and the Fraternal Order of Police. This deep and diverse support on the federal and state level contributed to a version of the Unlawful Internet Gambling Enforcement Act passing Congress in July of 2006 with a vote of 317 to 93, and it persuaded the Senate to include the bill in the Safe Port Act. Clearly, this bill was not some fly-by-night piece of legislation, but a well-thought-out measure that was years in the making. For the answer why such a large and diverse group would gather in support of the UGIEA, one need only look at the study that Congress did quite a few years ago in 1999 under the National Gambling Impact Study Commission. Now, the commission documented the grave toll gambling takes on society. The report estimated that lifetime costs of gambling, including bankruptcy, arrest, imprisonment, legal fees for divorce, etc., amounted to about $10,550 per pathological gambler and $5,130 per problem gambler. With those figures, it calculated that the aggregate annual costs of pathological gambling caused by the factors cited above were approximately $5 billion, in addition to $40 billion in estimated lifetime costs. This financial cost to gamblers in turn affects their families. The report continued that many families of pathological gamblers suffer from a variety of financial, physical, and emotional problems, including divorce, domestic violence, child abuse, and neglect, and a range of problems stemming from the severe financial hardship that commonly result from pathological gambling. Children of compulsive gamblers are more likely to engage in delinquent behaviors such as smoking, drinking, and using drugs, and have an increased risk of developing problem or pathological gambling themselves. As access to money becomes more limited, gamblers often resort to crime in order to pay debts, appease bookies, maintain appearances, and garner more money to gamble. Now, the aforementioned concerns address gambling as a whole. When you add the anonymity of the Internet, the troubles caused by gambling increase exponentially. It is the uniqueness of the Internet when it comes to gambling that inspired the aforementioned Dr. Howard Schaefer, the director of Harvard's Medical School's Division on Addiction Studies, to call Internet gambling the crack cocaine of the Internet, due to the ease with which online gamblers can play from home. Online players can gamble 24 hours a day from home with no real sense of the losses they are incurring. Additionally, while many internet gambling sites require gamblers to certify that they're of legal age, most make little or no attempt to verify the accuracy of the information. And the intense use of the internet by those under the age of 21 has led to concerns that they may be particularly susceptible to internet gambling. Now, in September, the British Gambling Prevalence Survey was published by the National Center for Social Research in the United Kingdom. This large, objective government study shows that internet and electronic forms of gambling are far more addictive than traditional and social forms of gambling. Only 1% to 2% of Britons who play the lottery are problem gamblers. The study found that 1% of people who bet on horse races offline are problem gamblers, and the rate is about 3% for bingo and slot machines. And before I get the question, the rate of problem gambling for private betting, as in the case of the senator and my dad, was a much lower 2.3%, so I think they're okay. But compare that with the problem gambling rates for people who gamble on computers. 11% for fixed odds betting terminals, similar to video poker or video lottery terminals in the U.S., 12% for systems that take spread bets on outcomes ranging from sports to political races to stock prices, 7.4% for other types of online betting such as poker. Now, I see that my time is up, except the aforementioned Annenberg study, I think, found that the UIGEA is working before it's even had a chance to be implemented. And according to PokerSiteScout.com, a website dedicated to web statistics for online gambling sites, a number of online gambling operators have stopped accepting bets from players identified to be in the United States. Now, as I can picture my dad saying to former Senator D'Amato and the questionable alliance behind him, when you have the law, the states, financial institutions, religious and family organizations, and an array of law enforcement agencies against you, it's about time to fold your cards and go home. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. McClusky.